Happy October and beginning of what I consider to be the best season of the year. We're having quite the gloomy day today, but that's all the more reason to stay in and cozy up. It's funny how too many gloomy days and I start to go a little crazy, but every now and again they're just what the doctor ordered. It's like I finally don't feel guilty on these days to start my morning off with like a TV episode because the sun's not out. I've been watching Tell Me Lies season 2, and listen, I know it's toxic, but I haven't been this obsessed with the TV show since The Vampire Diaries and Pretty Little Liars, so that's what we're watching this morning. Anyways, I'm sure all of that is a metaphor for like day-to-day life, like too many rest days, and you do start to feel isolated and sad, but without any, and you feel burnt out. It's really easy to guilt yourself into not taking any rest days, especially if you're in a cycle of comparing yourself, but how often are they sharing those rest days online? And what if we looked at slower days as a good thing? Often when I do something slow and intentional, it's much more sustainable than something I rush to finish. And when we're creating our entire lives and we're creating the person that we're becoming, it never feels good to be constantly burnt out. I heard this phrase, be patient with yourself when becoming something new you've never been there before. And I realized just how true that is. We live in a very fast-paced look at me society, and it's very easy to get caught up in comparison, but then you find yourself on this hamster wheel of trying to work as fast as possible to feel worthy, and when you get that one thing you're working towards, it doesn't even feel very good. Or maybe it just doesn't feel right. It's like unaligned. That's because when we're going so fast, we don't allow ourselves to slow down, get centered, and we lose sight of who we are and our specific path. And when something isn't aligned with you, no matter how much physical value it has, it's not going to mean much. You have a unique purpose and a gift and different needs than the person next to you, and you have to honor that. I myself spent years trying to morph myself to be like every other creator because I thought that would make me good enough after a life of feeling less than. We all just want to be accepted. And truthfully, it took me slowing down to get back to who I am and what I want and need. Now I love slowing down and going inward, but I know it can be confusing. You might be thinking, how does one do that? I will always be a big fan of journaling. I try to journal every single day. So let me make a mantra really quick and we can get into it. Today's journaling prompts are from Peyton Sarton. I talked about her a little bit when I did the dopamine menu episode, and she does a lot of like journaling prompts, self-reflection stuff in her podcast, and I love it. So I saw a TikTok where she posted like a snippet of her podcast, one of her new episodes all about reinventing yourself. So I went ahead and did those journaling prompts because they really stuck out to me. These are the prompts. The first one, what does her bank account look like? And again, these are all about reinventing yourself and thinking like when you're up leveling, like who is that next version of me? How does she react when things don't go her way? How does she show up as a partner? How does she confront change? How does she enter a room? And what does she project onto other people? Now, normally I try and do 2 to 3 full pages of journaling. I did all of this in one page, so I might end up like doing a little bit more reflection, like with my own questions and just my own stream of consciousness. But I really love these, and some of my answers are, what does her bank account look like? Financially abundant. I put different revenue streams, and I mentioned like I put like the different revenue streams I would want and like how much money specifically. How does she react when things don't go her way? She handles things with grace, kindness, confidence. She is assured that everything works out in her favor and for the best. She knows she's on the right track and setbacks are part of the process. How does she show up as a partner? Lovingly, willing to stick to a commitment, knowing her partner puts in so much ample time to provide. You know, Noah works, I also provide, but I am a full-time content creator. I work from home. Noah works a 9 to 5, but he's often in the office very, very late. He works for Snapchat and he does a lot of very hard work. So I always want to make sure that I think about the small things with him. Like whenever I cook dinner, he's never been the type to ask me for those things. Like he would easily come home after working a full day and cook dinner for me. But when I do cook dinner for him, it's like ready when he gets home. I notice how much he loves that and how much he appreciates it. And so obviously I want to make sure I do more of those things, especially because I have the time to, and you know, everyone has different love languages, and I think that is something that he really appreciates. So, you know, just making sure that I put in the time to provide in the ways that I can as well. How does she confront change with a positive mindset and outlook, knowing change is where growth happens? Life is not meant to be stagnant or boring. Being open to change is how you up-level your life. How does she enter a room? Inviting, makes people feel seen and heard, kind, approachable, but still confident. I think sometimes I like teeter the line where I always want to make sure everyone feels good in a room. I want to make sure everyone feels happy and comfortable, and I always want to be like the friendly person that people know they can come to. But sometimes I go a little too far, especially since I learned in therapy I have a fawn response, which is like people pleasing instead of like freeze or fight, flight, or freeze. Mine is like fawn, meaning I just like try and make everyone love me. And sometimes I can go too far when there's people that don't treat me properly and I still treat them too nicely. So I'm learning, like, of course, be kind, approachable, and friendly, but still be confident in who you are, so that when there is like the occasional person that wants to cross a line, I'm confident to stand firm in who I am and not let them do that. And the last one, what does she project onto other people? I thought about this more of like, what message do I want to give out into the world? And this is what I might keep writing about on my next page, because I only had 2 lines left, and I'm like, I really want to keep thinking about this. But what does she want to project onto the world or onto other people? That life is what you make it. There's always a way to turn your life around. It's never too late, and you are always enough and right on time. And something I put at the very end is she is me, because all of her questions are what does her bank account look like? How does she react? So since I'm not writing from an I standpoint, I wanted to remind myself in the end, she is me. So I highly recommend that if you do these questions, put your preferred pronoun, he, she, they is me, to remind yourself, like, this is me. This is who I am. This is who I'm working to be, and it's who I deserve to be as well. Through said journaling session, I started to think a bit more about showing up as the best version of myself, and I realized it's a bit of balance, right? The best version of yourself already exists, but we often think it's like some unattainable vision, when really, it's easy to tap into. Ask yourself what physical things you want in your life, and then ask, how does having that thing make me feel? Maybe the car you want makes you feel proud, and it also feels fun. So then figure out, how can I tap into these feelings now in my current reality? And usually it's simpler than you think, and it's also a bit of balance that gets you there. It's equal parts of doing things you don't want to do, for me, this massive pile of laundry I've been putting off and ignoring the past week, and equal parts enjoying the things that light me up, which for me is almost always reading a good fiction book. The laundry being put away in a clean house, there's the pride. Escaping into a new reality in a book, there's the fun. The more I tap into those feelings, the more aligned you are with your purpose, and the more you're gonna see more things with those feelings. You'll see, it's gonna change your life. But anyway, speaking of fun and books, I've been reading so much lately. I tend to alternate between fantasy and rom-com books, and honestly, I've been reading most of them on Kindle Unlimited lately. I just feel like I read so much faster when I read on my Kindle. I've been reading One Dark Window. It's on Kindle Unlimited. It's a duology. There's 2 books. They're both out. I think I knew within a few chapters that it was going to be a 5-star read for me. It might be a 6. There are very few books in my entire life that have become 5-star or 6-star reads. So good. I can't even just read it. The perfect, like, romantasy, and it's perfect for fall. It's pretty long. I'm 70% of the way through. I still have 2 hours left in the book, and I am already 280 pages in. So it's a pretty long book, but again, there's only 2. I am flying through this, and it is worth it. Do yourself a favor, get it on Kindle Unlimited. After my reading session, I figured I should get my movement in for the day, because I am, of course, still doing my 75 reset. I found that by making myself do some sort of movement every day, even just like walking or stretching, has made the overall commitment a lot easier. It's pretty much gone from a chore to a habit, and I'm so grateful. But it's just a reminder to myself that consistency is key. But again, sustainable consistency. If I went to the gym and did cardio every single day, I would be burnt out. But by going twice a week and listening to what my body needs, it's been perfect. And I really just want to get to a place where I feel really strong and healthy. And I can tell by adding the movement in every day. I've been doing like the gym twice a week, 1 or 2 yoga sessions, and just stretching and walking the rest of the week. I can tell I'm on my way. gym session, I always feel so much clearer when I leave the gym. However, something that's really been helping me with my motivation are my binaural beats. You may have noticed I've been wearing my headphones this entire video because I recently discovered binaural beats, and I don't know if it's a placebo or not, but I am obsessed and I'm gonna try and put you on them. Noah is officially on his way home from work, so let's make some dinner. It is a little chilly out, and we're gonna make some chili, so let's do it. Also, if you've noticed, I've been wearing my headphones a lot in this video. That is because I've been listening to binaural beats. I found this app, there's actually like 6 of them all owned by the same company. The apps are very outdated, but I've been using the binaural beats app. So basically there is, again, like 5 of them. I downloaded the first one, it was $5, like a flat fee. And it comes with all these beats where you have to wear headphones in it, but it puts your brain in like a certain state, meaning they have ones for when you're reading, if you need more focus, more concentration, if you need to get better sleep, if you want more energy for the gym. And then when I downloaded it, I noticed in the App Store that they have like 6 more owned by the same company, and normally it's like $18, but they're on like sale. This is not sponsored. I paid for this. They're on sale for $4 more to have the whole bundle. So I just paid for them, and I'm obsessed. Like, I will put on one of the like creative thinking ones when I'm brainstorming a video, and I swear it'll be one of the most creative brainstorming sessions ever. I have been doing it for the gym too, and listening to like energizing ones, some for like more endurance. And it's crazy because the app must be really old and they really need to update it, because it looks like in the app it has it where you can like select music from their app to play alongside the beats. And sometimes I do that, like if I'm reading or something and I just want like background noise with it, I'll do that and turn it down pretty low. But the app, they really need to update the app, because it looks like you have to like connect in iTunes if you want to put the beats behind your own music. You don't. So I have 5 of them right here. If I just open any of them, I'll open the Brainwave one, which is like the main app, the first one I downloaded. You can literally just pick any of the sounds. Let's do problem solving, and you pick the time up here. Let's say I'm going to do it for 1 hour. You play it. It has like an ambience music, but you turn the ambience down if you want. It's just like the beats. You can barely hear that. It's like rum, 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 rum. It's just a very light brainwave, but you can turn the ambience up and have like background music. Again, you have to do this with headphones for it to work. But what I like to do if I'm like working or something when I'm working out is turn the ambience all the way down, and then you can just swipe out of the app, use your phone as normal. So when I was in the gym, I was literally listening to a podcast and listening to music, and I had the beats in the background. Like it combines them. So helpful. I loved it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm trying out a new way of doing my videos. Let me know if you like the voiceovers or if you just like just the talking throughout the video. I don't know. I'm figuring it out, but I love you guys. Bye.